Hello and welcome back to the Tales of the Tiny Hat Trio. This is session 4 of our fantasy podcast. Last time, after Grace had her small duck stolen by a trio of green plant men,
A rival trio.
she then proceeded to throw me at,
It would have been funny if it worked.
and we found were very hard to kill. Grace, it was very funny either way.
True. Highlight of the episode, that's for sure.
We then spotted more on their way back to their cave, where we found a cave of an unknown number of them, eating various forms of meat, as well as another one currently growing out of a corpse. Just to start things off, we had ended off figuring out that we were going to take a short rest, plan about what we wanted to do next, and then proceed to move forward with our decisions after that. Grace, roll me a nature check.
19 plus 6, 25.
Heck yeah.
Nicely done. Yeah, so that tells you, as you look into the cave, you see what appears at first to just be rust on most of the walls, ceiling, and floor. But then you realize that it's actually mold. Russet mold, to be specific, which you know to be a highly poisonous mold that also, when it kills various creatures, is what gives birth to different Vegepygmy or thornies.
Ew. Bad.
Bad mold, bad mold.
On top of that, it's really difficult to kill this stuff, requiring acid, necrotic, or radiant damage. Salt, alcohol, or magical effects that cure diseases also work, and sunlight also directly kills it.
Okay.
So you
Well.
can see that in there.
I have a ball that does sunlight.
Yeah,
Also,
share
just
that
because
information with the
I don't
party.
remember our last check, I want everybody to roll a stealth check just for how well we're hidden in this next short rest time. Add a +10 as Juno is casting Pass Without a Trace.
Delightful. That's a 16 in total for me.
25 for me.
Jeez. I got 16 plus whatever. 10.
16
26.
plus 10, 26. So that's 25, 26, 13, 16. Probably don't need to worry about things for the time being. So nothing seems awry as we settle down for a rest. Grace, you're pretty hungry. You're a good deal hungry at this point. You could use some food. Anthony, you're kind of very hungry. It's not a problem yet, but you want food.
I have eaten the snow.
So I'm going to say we're settling down for a non-cooked lunch.
We're talking some vegetables, some dried...
This would be another third of whatever day of rations you're currently making use of today.
Fun.
Yes.
Anthony, you don't have food. You can try and scavenge for food.
Can I have gotten, takeout from the diner?
You didn't, so no.
Unfortunate. You hate to see that happen.
Are you going to try and scavenge around or just go hungry?
Well, the area is covered in mold, so...
Not where we are.
Not going to take my chances.
Fair. It is a short rest, so you can you can use the benefits of a short rest. Personally, I'm using 2 of my hit die at this moment.
Yeah, I only get things if I get a long rest, so we are not going to do that.
I'm going to say it's around 1 o'clock-ish in the day. We need to figure out what our plan is for how we want to go about this.
Well, as I mentioned, I also don't do a damage type that can kill them, apparently, so I'm going to be...
I have a solution for that. I've got a spell that I can cast on you that usually I'd cast this on Orphelia, but it seems like it would be more relevant for you at the moment. Grace, do you happen to know anything about these creatures or what might be going on in there?
So I share my fun facts with you about the yucky potato mold. And how it's bad news bears, but I do have the ability to moonbeam the bejesus out of it, so I mean that's an option for anyone
Yeah,
who doesn't
definitely
lovely.
don't
walk.
want to be sending Orphelia in there. I feel like she's gonna die right away, so I'll give Anthony the dragon powers.
You're giving me dragon powers.
Kind of. I got a
Do I get-
spell.
Do I get to fly?
No.
Darn.
No, I don't have a spell that can make you fly yet.
You can't blame a guy for trying.
So we've got your ball as an idea. That moss definitely needs to be dealt with in some manners.
You've got my other ball that can deal with them.
Oh, right, the thing you got from the pixie sprites.
Yeah. Pixie
Sprites, I believe
sprites,
they were.
spirits.
The mischievous small people.
Mischievous small people, exactly.
Not me this time.
Precisely.
Yeah, the pixies. Right, because that has the ability to make daylight, which
It sure
kills the
can.
mold immediately.
You love to see it.
Not the
So,
mole.
I'll
We
be
don't like
waving
to
that in all the cracks and crevices.
What if
And of course, I'll be healing and inspiring you guys from the sidelines. Assuming the dragon power doesn't do anything.
Well, I can make it do things. What type of breath do you want?
Minty?
Great. I'll go with minty breath then.
Sweet.
Is that a damage type that kills them, or did you just royally mess up again? My good
Wink.
puppies.
Wink. Yeah, wink, exactly. Also, what do you mean royally mess up again? I didn't throw my friend into a pile of men.
Yeah, but you also got to stab a man many times and it never died, is what I meant.
So,
Yeah, fair. But, alright. You know what? Fair. You know what?
You
Yeah.
used him as a pincushion for your one sword dagger knife, which was interesting for me to
Yeah.
watch.
there's also the option. We saw hunting parties returning. Do we want to wait longer to see if any more leave? Or do we want to just go and attack when we're ready?
I feel like if we don't deal with this as one whole group, it's just going to keep multiplying.
Okay.
So we could also just report it to the guild, and they'll be like, "All right, we'll go deal
True.
with that."
We could retreat, inform more equipped, possibly, people about this, and let them deal with it.
But do we even know where we are to tell them where this is?
Not really.
That's
No.
a problem.
However, if we mess up and we need to escape, we can leave very quickly. I hope.
We all hope.
I also hope that we can leave quickly. I'm not very good at running, but I could probably turn into an animal with longer legs.
About 45 minutes into our short rest, one party of 3 Vegepygmies start coming out from the back of the cave, headed on their way out.
Rad
Uh-oh.
and cash money.
The end of the long rest comes.
Short rest.
End of the short rest comes, right? I
Yeah.
ate food. Both of you chose not to, really.
I ate food? What are you talking about?
Grace ate.
Stink
Me and
muffin?
Grace both ate food. Anthony, not as much.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's now time for us to go and take on this cave. So, Anthony,
Yes.
I'm going to be waiting until right when we start encountering the enemies to cast this spell on you, okay?
Works for me.
Just because it only is gonna last for a minute.
Aha.
Oof.
Well, I can breathe, what, like 10 times in 1 minute?
We shall see.
More if you hyperventilate.
That's fair.
We aren't in the places I have us placed at the moment. We are outside of the cave, but this is just a general idea of where things are. Just pretend all the mushrooms everywhere are actually mold,
Very well.
and it's not exactly accurate. This is the best map I could find. I'm
Fair.
working on a budget of $0 here, so sue me.
Well, if you insist.
So is there any action you want to take to initiate going in there and starting things off?
Oh, wait.
Or before we head in there?
Disco ball might not be great. We'll have to kite him.
The one with a red X is like only mostly grown and isn't actually a living working Vegepygmy yet.
I see.
There's also a corpse with various amounts of things about it at that location as well. I know that I'm waiting for... On my first turn, I'm going to cast my spell on you. If you
Alright.
guys have a place you would like to put yourselves, feel free. So we're going phalanx formation with Anthony in the front, got it.
Absolutely. Sorry, it took a solid 4 minutes for my computer to figure out what Roll20 was.
Anthony, might I suggest you throw the daylight ball into the cave?
Is that good for Vegepygmies, though?
Vegepygmies aren't affected by the sunlight, no.
Unfortunate. Well,
I could moonbeam in there also.
But
you could.
if we enter the cave at all, we're gonna have to start rolling constitution checks every turn.
Alright. Big ball, sunlight. Drift ball. Drift globe ball. Throwing it in there.
So, as you speak the command word while still slightly outside the cave, you cast daylight with this spell, and it begins to glow bright light in a 60-foot radius, and then another 60-foot beyond that. So everything, all the mold in sight is just wiped out in the cave. You have
Does
it placed here?
Yeah. Does it disintegrate or something?
It sort of just looks as if it crumples and burns up, blackens itself, almost as if it was set on fire without any actual flame.
Oh, that's sick. I like that.
It doesn't reach towards this back area just because there is a slope and it sort of gets cut off, so there is still mold back there.
Alright, well, we can deal with that afterwards.
But this front area has now had a ball of light thrown into it.
Yeah!
With my nature check earlier, do I know if the burnt up mold is safe to touch or be around?
Yeah, the mold's completely harmless once it's been taken care of like this.
Alright. So at some point I'll probably pocket some just to give it to the guild to show what we did a little bit better.
Okay.
That's fair.
At this point, I want everybody to roll initiative.
Roll an initiative.
But in a D20 that will ultimately betray me.
12 for me.
I've rolled my second 2 of the day. That's a 6 in total.
Babes, I rolled a natty 20. So
Heck yeah.
Nice. What's your initiative bonus?
My initiative bonus is, I think, a very, very strong one, but let me check. Yeah, it is a strong one.
Okay, let me just figure out the initiative order here. Okay, first up in the order is actually one of the Vegepygmies, who also rolled a nat 20, I'm afraid, Grace.
Gross.
Who is actually not currently active, so you're up first.
You confused me. You got
You're
me in
right.
the first half.
All of the Vegepygmies have a different initiative roll, and there are 20 of them.
There are 17.
That's
Thank
almost
you.
20.
So I'm behind my good friend, Anthony Snyder, like a meat shield of the smallest variety.
Correct. Hey, I've seen this one before.
Except I'm not going to be mauled by pigs this time. Maybe.
Oh, that noise is the background is the egg. Okay.
Sorry about that. I said pig, and she was like, bird sounds. Chaos Bolt sometimes does things that's good to these boys.
Okay, so you're casting Chaos Bolt then?
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing to do.
What level?
I don't know if it'll be the right flavor of chaos, so I'm just gonna say first level.
Okay. Also,
I
who are
will
you
do
attacking?
That thing, the closest one.
You
That
gotta be
one.
more specific for our viewers at home.
Half Heart Purple?
Yeah, this one.
Half Heart.
It's the one that's straight in front of Anthony Snyder.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Rolling a dice. I got a natural one.
Yeah, that misses. And so after the flash of light is now illuminating this space, it's honestly a bit blinding to you. So as you reel back, trying to contain this chaotic energy in your hands and try to unleash it forward into your target, it slips and falls onto your foot,
Oh,
which I'm going to say just take a point of damage.
owie, my toesies, I say.
And
To
let's just
everyone.
say it lights your toe on fire for the
Ah!
time being. You can just, like,
Stomp
snuff
it
it out
out.
a bit. It's not that much, but it was fire damage. Because why not?
Ouchie. Hey guys, I did the right one. Also, guys, I think I might need better shoes now.
That's unfortunate. All right. Well,
Grace, is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn. Unfortunately for
Next up is the first Vegepygmy's turn. What is their
Uh,
movement? They have 30 feet.
They have 30 feet?
that's a lot of
It's
feet.
a centipede. Run for your lives.
So this guy's up first. He moves 30 here. He is not in range to actually do anything, so we'll take the dash action.
Oh, we've quickly been
5,
swarmed
10,
by these
15,
gentlemen, I see.
20, 25, 30 to a more upfront position. And following that, it is... He's also got 30 feet of movement.
I'm going to fast forward through all of this.
That's honestly fair. And he's gonna bite you, Anthony.
What? This is unheard of.
And that's a nat 1.
Tremendous. He bites his tongue and he's like, ow, my tongue.
You're right, and he'll take 1 point of damage as
Sweet.
well. 'Cause
I
that's
look at
apparently
this.
what happens on a nat 1 here.
I look into this
That's the
Vegepygmy's
wrong one.
eyes, and it looks into my eyes, and we both do finger guns because we both done fucked up the same way, like idiots.
Yeah, he's got resistance to that, but I'm saying it's at a minimum damage of 1 on this. So, it's my turn at this point.
Yay.
So, seeing many Vegepygmy, I'm going to do exactly what I told Anthony I was going to do, and cast Dragon Breath on him.
Ooh.
So you can figure out what that does on your turn. That being said, I still have an action I can use, so I'm going to cast Firebolt, targeting not the one who was attacking you,
Why not? Isaac, he tried to bite me.
because probably your Dragon Breath will be good enough on that, and Firebolt has a really long range.
And also, it just took its turn.
Yeah, also it just took its turn. I'd rather take out somebody who has not gone yet.
That's fair.
So I'm targeting this guy with Firebolt.
We
After
can't-
I move
Oops.
5, 10, 15, 20 here, just so that I have clear range.
Isaac,
for this
can you
shot.
describe where you are physically? Because I don't want to have to take a picture of the battle every time you move.
Right, from the mouth of the cave, I've moved to the left and deeper in a bit to be parallel with the Thorny, who is now right in front of Anthony. And I'm shooting a shot deeper into the cave, which you've luckily lighted up for us so that we can actually see in here,
Yes.
at the Vegepygmy located there. And I
Eat the
got a
sun.
17 to hit, and that hits. Which is 5 damage.
Oh, yeah.
to
This is the first time anyone's been hit.
this target.
That isn't themselves.
Yeah.
So from my hand streaks a bolt of fire, which blasts right into the chest, burning away most of it, and it looks sort of on its last leg at this point.
Oh my.
Quite literally, the rest of its legs have been burned away.
Crispy. Fried
Um,
Vegepygmy.
and with that,
Isaac's describing how several horrible bushmen get closer to us in a cave.
that person's not active yet. Anthony, it's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah,
Excellent. I'm gonna try to cone. I'm gonna breathe.
you're gonna use your dragon breath.
Yeah, that icy hot ice.
So first,
Is it-
I need to actually figure out where you're aiming this, please and thank you.
In this general area.
So
Clo-
can I
closer
make
to
a
the s-
request?
Closer to the swarm of these. Yeah?
Can you move like just over here?
Yeah, why not?
So stepping to the side slightly, you release whatever jet of energy that I've bestowed upon you.
Gross.
I need how much of a area is this?
Yell.
This is a 15-foot cone. So 5, 10, 15 there. It'll hit this guy and this guy is what's happening at the moment.
I'll
It doesn't
take it.
actually reach that deep yet.
Not in my D&D.
So
campaign.
as you reel back, feeling this energy that has been temporarily bestowed within you, a light blue maw of a dragon appears in front of your face as you open your mouth and release a torrent of ice blue energy
Ooh.
from your mouth. I need these people to make dex saving throws. So, Anthony, I need you to roll damage on that, which
much?
is 3d6 cold damage.
3D's nuts.
Nice.
Alrighty. 3D6. That is not great. 6.
For 3d6, you do 6 damage.
I rolled a 2 and a 1 and a 3.
Okay. Thorny's still looking pretty good. And who's the other guy who just took damage here?
Wow. I used up my whole month's worth of luck in that last session, didn't I?
This would be...
I rolled a 2, a 2, a 2, a 1, and a 3 so far.
Okay. And surprisingly, despite making it saving throw, it is looking very hurt, the other one that you hit.
Sick. I'm going to use my bonus action to inspire Grace. I'm going to say, Grace, that was a fluke. I know you got this, just don't throw either of us. I believe in you.
Wink. I wink loudly. Like you can hear it and it makes a
Ew.
twinkle noise.
That's... How did you... Okay. Thanks. So now, you have
Following Anthony,
a
we
thing.
have... And they're going to attack Grace, I think, if that's in
No.
range. Yeah, that's in
No.
range for the Vegepygmy's ranged attack.
They have a ranged attack? How rude
Yup.
of them.
They are picking up a clump of burnt no, just a pebble off the ground.
No, they're clumping
Into
it.
their loading it into their sling and firing at you, Grace. Does a 19 hit?
Does it not... Can I say no?
Not really.
Yeah, that's fair. Figured I'd ask. Yeah, it is.
Okay, and that does
Grace, you got pebbled.
minimum damage for 3 damage.
So, I'm gonna paint you a word picture. I'm over here, feeling pretty bad about burning my own toe. Because that's not a very fun thing to do in your first turn. After rolling a natty 20. So, I'm there. I'm petting Tapioca, who's in one of my many, many animal holding spaces. And suddenly, a pebble just hits me in the forehead. And I'm like, j'accuse? And I look around, confused and dejected.
Next person, the initiative isn't moving yet, and now it's this person's turn. I don't have the right tool selected.
I remember back in the old
Ooh.
days when I used to play D&D.
Was hurt by you, Anthony, so they're gonna, and is honestly not doing too good, but they already see somebody running off to go get help, so they're just gonna sling you.
What? Why would you sling me? I've done literally nothing wrong.
But they're gonna move over here for a direct line of fire first.
I could see them swinging you, but
And
not
that's a nat 20.
slinging.
What? All right, Karma.
Pebbles.
I see you.
Crit. Crit
4,
with that pebble.
6 damage.
What a
So what
mean
they
thing
do
to me.
is after having most of their body frozen, they slowly crack out of it, fall to the side a little bit, hold up their sling, and grabbing up the nearest rock that they can find, reel back, and fire right into your eye.
Ow! Bitch! Ah, son of a... Ow!
Language.
I'm sorry. That hurt.
pwned
My
and
eyes.
owned. Anthony
And-
made a swore. Get the fog, like the loud,
With
loud
that-
horns.
We're back to the start of the initiative order.
Grace, are you talking about an air horn?
Yeah, I was gonna say foghorn, but that's not.
And-
That's a rooster.
That's a...
Grace, in the last round, the person who actually goes before you got him to start moving
Bad.
for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 feet. Following that is your turn, though.
All right, I take damage. Hold on. I'm not used to doing that.
There's still a gentleman in front of our friend Anthony Snyder, yes?
Yeah,
There are two.
a pretty beefy gentleman.
I don't like beefo gentlemen. That's not true, but I don't like this particular beefy gentleman. So I look into my hands and I go, You got this, buddy o palo mine. And I'm gonna try that again. I'm gonna try to chaos one more time, and if that doesn't work, I'll cry.
Sky
Don't
laser beam
forget
time.
you have inspiration.
Yes. And I plan on not needing it for this one
Okay.
time. Yeah, I rolled an 18 plus
And what
some
level did you-
numbers.
And what level did you cast this at?
1. I don't trust myself after my
So
recent
that
sadness.
definitely hits. Roll
Yeah,
2d8
yeah.
plus 2d8 and 1d6.
2d8 and 1d6. Hold on, it's gonna take me a second because my dice bag likes to fight me for no reason. Sorry, I didn't think you wanted to hear me swearing at my dice bag, so I
Reasonable.
muted.
Not particularly.
Okay. 2d8s. They give
And a
me
d6.
what?
2d8,
Yes.
1d6.
I have a 6, a 7 for the 2d8.
A 6 and 7.
6 and 7. And then my d6
Okay.
is a 5.
Woo!
Okay, pick 6 or 7.
I pick 6 because it's the power number.
That's correct.
So, as you reel your chaotic energy once again,
Wait, can I flavor it?
go right ahead.
Okay, so after giving my hands a little pep talk, as I cast all my spells, I do an awkward finger guns, turn around and over my shoulder. I try to cast this spell. Now, the fun thing, my good audience and best friends, is every time I cast Chaos Bolt, I don't know what's gonna come out of it. So, hoping for the best, I awkwardly finger gun the heck out of this thorny man.
And
And
how
what
much
comes
damage
out?
is that again?
A
Total?
5, a 6, and a 7.
Okay.
So, math.
That's
Yeah,
18 damage.
18 damage.
Ooh. So, as you finger gun, lime green energy spurts forth and splatters poison all across this thorny.
Whoa, watch where you're
Yes.
aiming. Come on.
And it collapses, seemingly dead on the ground.
Oh,
I
we've
hate
seen this
when you say
before.
Actually,
seemingly.
no. Wait. Actually
Yo, do these
dead
ones not revive? Big pogger.
because Anthony managed to deal cold damage before it regained a turn. Which, the cold and poison cause it to die.
Huzzah.
It is dead. So as your poison shoots out from your finger gun hands, it just, with the thorny getting splattered from this chaos bolt, just starts to wither, crumple, and collapse to the ground, sort of deflated. And then the last of the ice just snaps it in half.
I do an air high five with my friend Anthony Snyder.
Huzzah. I give that right back. 1 down.
16 to go.
Next up is, and he's gonna sling you, Grace, because you just killed his dog.
Good. Don't sling me, though. This is a revenge mission. I don't feel bad.
So that's a 16. Does that hit?
Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
I'll tell you. Oh. No, that was a... That was a joke. That was a
I'm sorry.
hypothetical. Yeah, 16
But he does
hits.
minimum damage, so that's another 3 bludgeoning from a pebble.
Grace is getting beamed.
I look at my little cut that I got from this dorky little pebble, and I go, "'Tis but a flesh wound." And then I laugh, because I don't even know where that reference is from. You guys just used to say it a lot.
I think that's Monty
Oh,
Python,
Monty
isn't it?
Python.
Probably. I never
So-
watched any Monty Python.
Oh, you should do
Coming
that.
back to my turn now, seeing the fleeing and weakened Vegepygmy that Anthony and I created, I'm going to...
Wait, you guys had a Vegepygmy child? Hold on. Roll
Grace,
that back.
you
What?
told me to
No.
stay away from boys, so I did.
Yeah, but
but
you never listened to me.
You-
Ever.
You never told me to stay away from mold.
I'm going to cast Magic Missile at 2nd level using my last second level spell slot and using my damage replace feature to light them on fire. So as you see me prepare my hands together to cast a spell, you see 4 balls of force like you have before, and then suddenly, one by one, and as they're just spinning in between my hands, they ignite on fire before rushing out from me. One of them going to strike the one that I hit earlier but is fleeing, which already on minimum damage is enough to kill. One striking the one that was hurt by Anthony's ice breath but didn't die, and 2 striking this one here.
Anthony, after eating an entire container of
So,
Altoids.
first, this guy just dies because that was enough even with minimum damage. The second one that Anthony had hurt earlier also gets hit with enough damage to kill, and this one gets hit by 2 magic missiles. Who's he? 8 damage to him. And he is struck twice in the chest on both sides of his chest with balls of flame that just burst apart, tearing through him, and he looks very hurt now.
Bad for them.
Anthony, it's your turn.
Anthony, Snyder, original turn. Okay. I'm going to move up to this square. Next
Okay.
to this man. And then I'm going to breath.
That makes things a lot easier. So it would hit the area of here over to here.
Awesome. I'll do that.
So, in
So-
other words, Anthony is trying to hit 2 of the 5 gentlemen that we can see in this section of the cave before it takes a slope downwards in a turn.
Yes.
Into the
That
darkness.
slope is going up, actually.
A slope that goes up and into the darkness.
Yes.
Okay.
There is a man here, but it's not actually alive yet. It's like
Alright.
the head and shoulders are there, and it's not awake, and it's growing out of a corpse. You can take a deeper look at this corpse if you want.
Defo. And then we're going to kill the
But-
corpse before.
Yeah. And also take the things that it has, because the corpse doesn't need them anymore.
So rolling
True.
dex saving throw on both of them. That's a fail for this guy,
8 damage.
and a fail for this guy.
Also
they
8
both fail.
damage.
Roll 3d6 damage.
I did 8.
8 damage?
Yep. I realize that the
Okay.
average is 12, but unfortunately, I will never roll above average.
So the first one, as you unleash your maw from within you, the first one just freezes solid, tilts back, and shatters.
Yay, I got my first kill of the podcast.
The second one,
Wait, second kill.
let me figure out how much hit points that has.
I got that one plant that one time.
Like, various patches across its body freeze and just fall off bit by bit. So it's looking heavily wounded, very much on the brim,
All
but
right.
not quite dead yet.
I will take a bonus action. Well, I'll take a free action to just kind of contemplate my life decisions. And then I'll take a bonus action to heal Grace with the power of my words, because she keeps getting beamed by pebbles. So that's
You-
going to be healing word at first level. You heal.
Mhm.
Oh, Max, you heal 5 health. And I say,
Wait.
Thanks.
Healing. Wait, Max?
yep,
Wouldn't Max be 8?
no. That's level 1.
Healing word
1d4 plus
heals
4.
1d4 plus 4. You said max.
Oh, actually, I rolled minimum, so 5.
That's what I thought. Okay.
My
Just wanted to
mistake, sorry.
clarify.
I saw the 4 and I saw the 1, and I was like, those two added together are 5, but actually, I could have healed you for 8. Anyway, yeah. And
Thanks, buddy.
I say, Grace, it may not mean much, but pebbles add up. So I support you. I gotta get better
Aw.
at giving people motivational speeches.
I look at you and I go, your friendship is the healing magic.
I'm so glad to hear that. And then, yeah, the maw of the dragon spins and turns
It just
into
dissipates. It
Uh,
dissipates in between breaths.
Isaac.
Yes.
I'm trying to flavor. It briefly turns around and turns softer and pink, and gust of healing wind hits Grace.
Cute.
Yes.
Okay. The next person to go is right here. and goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and is gonna peg you, Anthony.
Oh, I'm not into that.
Because you just killed off
Isaac,
2 of them.
did you... Wait, hold on. Did you say what I think you said?
Peg?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
You don't need to know.
Just like throw a rock at you and such.
Yep, that's what it means.
Doesn't it have multiple definitions?
I think it does.
Anthony
I think
does a
that's one of
16
them.
hit.
16? Let me see. Does hit.
Should be noticed
Unfortunately.
Anthony has the highest armor class out of us.
Yes, and
Ow.
I aim to increase it. Well, I'm just so nimble and agile and sexy and powerful.
So that is a slingshot. So that is 4 damage.
Ow!
As a
Ow.
rock flies and bops you straight in the nose.
Why? My freaking moneymaker, dude. That hurt.
Yeah.
Stop.
They're aiming for the face.
Rude
These-
boys.
These guys are like wasps.
Do wasps aim for the face?
Yeah, I think they do.
Next person
They do
has
that when they're
not
flying
been
around. They're like, hey,
alerted
Anthony, what if I were
yet.
your face? What? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was talking about wasps.
Oh, just saying the next person has not been alerted yet.
Alright, sweet.
So this guy has alerted the last guy in the back who's actually willing to move and is now coming along. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. They don't have 65 feet of movement on that dash. So that's as far as they get. Following that, we have... Next, we have this guy. Who's going to go 5, 10, and attack you, Anthony.
What?
Yeah,
This
you just
literally
killed
can't be
2 of
happening.
them with an ice breath.
Yeah, you
Actually,
killed, like...
you hit this guy specific. No, yeah, you hit this guy specifically with said ice breath.
Well, sucks for him. I'm gonna kick him in this dumb chest. I don't like that. Get away from me.
Luckily, they didn't roll very hard, so that's still only 4 damage.
Ow! That hurt.
Oh shit! No, every one
Like-
of them that have had a turn that have been hurt have been damaged by the type that means that they don't get to heal. So that's okay. We've only been doing the damage type that doesn't mean they can heal. Aside from Grace, but she killed something with it.
Sweet.
I'm a smooth criminal.
So the first one that actually comes into melee range beyond the first thorny that popped up is going to strike across your chest.
Me?
Yes. This guy
Wah.
slashing you across the chest.
Oh, not a new guy.
No, this is one that is very hurt. A lot of chunks of its body are missing as they got frozen off of it from your last ice breath.
Ew.
Thing right there.
But they're the first Vegepygmy that actually got into melee range so far.
Which
5,
guy?
10, 15, 20.
Ah.
And they're also going to slap you, Anthony.
That's not what you like to hear.
That would be a 12.
12 doesn't hit.
So as they strike out against you,
I just parry it with my foot.
you swiftly lift your foot up as it was aiming for your face. And
It
just...
could reach my face?
Probably not, actually. So it was reaching for your dick.
Oh, that's worse.
Going for a nut shot there. You just bring
What a
your knee
bastard.
up, bouncing its fist up and past you. It is going to move closer to Grace at that moment then.
Hey! No.
Just because of very specific reasons.
Bad touch. Count by 5s. ASMR experience with Isaac.
That is their full movement. And Grace, it is now your turn.
Ew. So, I'm looking into this cave. In the part that doesn't go up, there are 6.5 men.
Yeah.
There's
And a
one right in
glowing
front
ball
me.
of light right in the middle of it to be added
Okay.
on.
So, there's
Wait,
a
does that have
stink
any
man.
blinding effect, Anthony?
I could, let me check. You guys keep doing your own thing.
Right
So
in
Grace,
front of me. So
yeah.
that seems like the thing I should worry about. But also Anthony.
Nope, it's just bright light.
Okay.
It also dispels magical darkness.
Yeah, there wasn't magical darkness here.
Thought not.
Something I should mention, Grace. Ranged attacks at enemies within melee range with you are at disadvantage. Which is why this guy got closer to you.
That's not very nice of him. I think
He's
he
only
should,
seen you fire off spells so far. Oh wait, this guy had his turn come to him, but he had taken the right damage type, so never mind.
Okay. So, I cast Produce Flame in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I go to give him a high five to the face.
Roll, since it is a ranged attack, still.
Is it?
Technically, you can also, it says you can also attack with the flame, in which case you do make a ranged attack with it. I really like what you're doing here. So I'm going to say you can attack, but you don't get your spell attack modifier and just get your dex or strength modifier
Okay.
for
That
this.
works for me.
Now, if you use your strength, of course, it's just regular. So not really much of a difference at the moment. What did you roll?
9 plus 3, 12. But I do have inspiration.
So that wouldn't hit does inspiration need to be used before they know if it hits or not? Added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. So Grace, do you want to use inspiration on this?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. In which case, Anthony, roll a d6.
I love a good D6.
Nothing quite like a D6.
Well, it's a 1, so that's not
13.
that.
So that brings your attack up to a 13, Grace.
Yeah.
Vegepygmies have an AC of 13. That
Big
one
bugger.
made the difference between you hitting and missing.
Heck yeah.
You remember all the good memories of your best friend Anthony Snyder.
So, how do you slap him? Also roll damage.
I will roll damage. What is that?
A
Hold on,
D8.
let me scroll. A D8? Huh. I don't like D8s. Their shape makes me irrationally upset. I got a 2. So it's more of a ego ouch than a body ouch.
Good to know.
I walk up to this dingus and I go, "You look like you need a hand," and then I slap him in his face.
And with your hand flaming as it smacks him across the face, it definitely sears into his skin. Does
It
not
leaves a
do much,
handprint.
but still is something that hurts.
And then I look to my many friends and I go, "Do you like my one-liner? It was pretty good."
And Grace,
They
do you
all
want to
cheer.
move deeper into the cave at this point?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I should move, right? It's not just
You have movement options available to you that do not include moving out of range of him and would not provoke an opportunity attack.
I'll just go behind Antoine so that I can maybe heal him next turn.
Awesome.
So you're going just right there?
Yep.
And with that, it goes to... That person's not moving. So next up is me. I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 away from you both because I want to try and draw their fire at this point. And I'm going to cast another flaming magic missile, this time just at first level. I'm not aiming to kill here. I'm trying to get the attention. One to the guy who just smacked Anthony and Grace just slapped. One to the person right next to Anthony and one to the orange one is 4 damage, which is enough to kill. So the magic missile, instead of just the warning shot I meant it to be on that one, bore straight through its chest and out the other side.
Isaac, just because you're so good at this game doesn't mean that we don't still love you. We still love you, Isaac. Don't worry.
Second one that flies overhead of both of you before slamming into the top of his head does 3 damage, kind of just burning away the top of his head a bit. He's still standing, but he's looking very hurt. And last one singes across his body, still fairly painful for these guys, but not the worst. And next up is... And then it's Anthony.
Anthony. Alrighty. Anthony is going to look at this guy next to Grace,
Okay.
and he's going to say, he's going to completely blank on a one-liner, and is just going to yell and try to get it through the middle of it with
Dragon
his
breath?
sword.
Oh, you're going to
Shit.
stab him.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm going to use Dragon Breath. I'm sorry. I didn't want to waste that. Okay.
Dragon
So-
Breath is not a wasted thing. It's on a time limit.
All right,
Exactly.
sweet. I'm going to. I mean, if this kills Hives on the gland,
So you're using Dragon Breath in that 15-foot area?
yeah, I don't want to hit Grace with it though.
Yeah, that's not the area that you would hit. It goes out like that and out like that
Sweet.
and crosses the middle. So even with minimum damage, this is a kill. So
Excellent.
how do you want to kill this one?
So, I dash over. I grab its throat with my hand, and I bring it up, and I just ice baby it, and then I drop it. And then with my bonus action, I'm going to chant to myself, Anthony is sexy, Anthony is smart, Anthony won't let wounds prevent him from creating art, and I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself,
Nice.
because I am on death's door.
So once again, you grab this tiny, small man plant, lift it up slightly above you, open your maw, and just freeze its head solid, where it snaps off and falls away. And then
Indeed.
say your chant to
And then I
heal
chant
yourself.
to myself, but it's kind of creepy because instead of the usual hearts or butterflies, it is just like musical notation spaghetti that like spills out of my mouth and wraps itself around my wounds
Sure.
and then evaporates and they look healed.
And do you want to move it all beyond that?
I'd like to move a little away from Grace. Probably here. Just 5
that's
feet
a
back.
thing you can do.
I say nice job.
Thanks, Grace.
Next up is this guy, who has just seen you kill another with your dragon breath. I've also killed a couple of them.
You've killed a lot more than I have.
Yeah, this one's coming after me. 5, 10, 15. Gonna use a
I don't wanna
smack attack.
tussle with the Dragon Boy.
That would be a 13 to hit. That hit me.
13 hits you?
Yes.
Dang.
I have 12 AC.
Must suck. Gosh, couldn't be me.
Luckily, they roll minimum damage as they claw against me. Tearing my clothes a bit. I'm gonna have to mend that later.
Isaac, can you do a nose job?
What?
Not like in a sex way, but like, could you fix my nose because it got hit with a thing?
Don't have that kind of magic. But it
Is
did
it a
get
plastic
healed up
surgery?
in that last thing you did. Your nose is just perfect. It's just fine.
You're right, it's perfect. Oh my god, I'm so sexy.
So that's going to be a sling against me now. That is a 12 this time. That still hits. 4 damage, I believe? So a rock gets pelted into my face now. He's also going to peg me with a rock. That is a 19
Ouchie.
for another 4 damage. And I'm starting to look pretty hurt now. And this one's going to sling you, Anthony.
Cover Isaac in feathers.
That son of a gun.
No, they're going to sling me because I'm looking
That's
relatively
the plan.
hurt. Luckily, they rolled a 6, so I'm safe this time.
I taunt him.
Gonna be honest, if that had hit me, I could have died there.
Wow. Twice
Isaac
in one
dies to
day.
pebbles.
You're beating Goose's record.
No, Grace almost died. No, yeah, there was a day in between those, so that's fair.
Goose, you've got competition.
Oh no, I can be the only one who constantly gets murdered by nothing.
Following that is Grace's turn, because he is the top of the order.
Okay. Anthony, do you still need some healing vibes?
I need it, but not as much as Isaac does.
You don't know my hit points.
I
You
have
just
to
know
kill-
I'm less than half health.
I'm more than half health.
Okay. So Isaac's about
Well, he's at
20?
less than half health, so probably like
My
2
max
or
is
1 hit points.
17. I'm less than half health. Yeah, you could get right next to me. You would not prompt any opportunity attacks, but you would be in melee range with the other guy now.
That's okay. I'm pretty
Oh,
cool.
that's okay.
So I run up.
New plan.
I wink as I run past my good friend Anthony Snyder.
I
And
went
I-
back.
Run right
Just for
between-
reference, Anthony, you would not have been able to get all 3 of those guys that you were thinking about in a single breath.
Oh, my mistake.
and I poke Isaac's nose, and I go, "Boop!" healing boop, and I cast my good old-fashioned bonus cantrip, Spare the Dying, on you. Because you're dying, and I'm sparing you from dying.
Spare the Dying does nothing at the moment.
Well, I tried my best, guys.
It was a valiant effort, we'll say.
Yeah. In true Grace fashion.
So as Grace boops me and releases her Spare the Dying energy, it sort of just dissipates as I'm not actively dying at the moment.
Well, you looked pretty bad. There was a
not
chance.
Not actively dying yet.
There was a chance you were actively dying.
Not so actively dying yet.
Just in case.
I'm gonna give you a look. Thank you very much, Grace.
Indeed. I've decided I actually did something, and I give myself a pat on the back. Like, yes, I have done good today.
A way to go.
Next up does not go. So it's me. Okay. I am hurt. I don't have healing spells. Ever. I need to maintain... Ah, shit. I should have been maintaining concentration on Anthony's spell against all of these hits. Give me a second.
I'm guessing that goes away.
Yeah, it goes away.
Right. Foiled again.
No, wait.
Foiled.
Opposite of that. It stays.
Whoa!
I rolled a 15. That passes
Huge.
the DC 10 of all of these attacks. Yep. Oh, nope. Lost it right towards the end there.
Crap.
Good news. It didn't get lost on previous rounds that I forgot to maintain concentration. If I did have that. Bad news, it did get lost in the last barrage of 3 attacks against me.
Darn. Well, I'll live without it.
Yeah, just as long as they... It doesn't have to be the killing blow. Oh, you don't know this, actually, so never mind.
Well, we've seen Grace kill with poison, so I think...
You're right. It doesn't have to be the killing blow that is a damage type that can kill them, but also you don't know that poison's not a damage type that can't kill them, because you've never tried it before. So it might be just that poison works, or as long as they've been hit with that damage type, it still kills them.
It just can't be allowed to heal.
And so concentration has been dropped, allowing me to use concentration type spells again. But, like, don't have much use for that at the moment. Beyond possibly casting that, but no, I don't want to do that. So I definitely want to save a little bit of this, but another magic missile, set of 3. All of them lighting a flame as well. Sending 2 to the guy right in front of me and 1 just to this other guy. So, against this guy, he takes 5. 10 damage, which was very much overkill. As the first magic missile strikes through him, it's evidently dead. But then another one just strikes it down into the dirt even harder.
Out of spite, double death.
So...
Death 2.
Dead.
The sequel you've all been waiting for.
Second one. Or third shot. 4 damage. How much health does this guy have? He is hit with a devastating blow, tearing through his sides, leaving him very wounded.
Guys didn't try to kill my best friend Duck, and also my best friend Isaac. You know, maybe I'd feel bad, but I don't.
Anthony, it's your turn.
I should attack one of them. I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna run up to the man who is closest to me. And I'm going to stab him with my sword. And I hope it works this time.
Okay. Roll to attack.
We'll see if it hits. Hey guys.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to roll a d20 this session without rolling a 2. So that's a 7.
7 doesn't hit.
I stab it right into the ground in front of him.
As you stab forward, you aiming for where you think there should be Vegepygmy, but you're a bit blinded by your drift globe that is sitting on the ground, still shining daylight. You actually aim for one of the for the place where my magic missile just tore through and miss entirely. And with that, unless you have anything else you want to do?
Well, I would like to healing word myself again. Just saying, Anthony, you'll get him next time. Keep up the great work.
Okay. How many spell slots do you have left?
None.
So I think I should have been clear. I have 6 hit points.
Yeah.
I would like to heal Isaac instead.
Thanks.
You heal maximum 8.
Thank you.
You're
Now
welcome,
you have
King.
14 hit points, so pretty much you're dead.
Pretty much basically full.
Oh, hey, Isaac, we have the same HP currently.
Ugh, thank you, Anthony.
You're welcome, babe. Keep up the great work.
Next person up would be this guy. 5'10", 15, 20. Striking me.
As it gets pebbled in 3.
Nope, that misses. 5'10", 15, 20. 25. Striking me. That hits
Okay.
in major ways. That is a 22 to hit.
Bruh.
Ugh.
4, 8 damage. So immediately as Anthony finishes gifting his healing word onto me, immediately a Vegepygmy just slaps me hard directly in the stomach where I'm my weakest. And all of that healing just floods right back out of me. And I
If this were
double over a bit, but don't fall down just yet.
if this were an animated work, a big old pink heart would come out of my mouth, and it would fly right up to Isaac's chest, and everything except the heart would fade to white, and then the heart would turn into a broken heart as it is revealed Isaac has been slashed across the chest, and the heart will fall to the ground and shatter.
Oh.
Bad news bears.
Ugh. And following that, who's up
But
next?
hey, you didn't die.
Yet.
Next, following that is somebody who's not here. And then that. And then this person. Seeing I am very wounded.
Nope.
Everybody else seems fine. They want to lower our numbers. 5, 10, 15, not moving out of range of anybody. They're slapping me too.
What? Isaac, this can't be happening.
Isaac, this can't be happening.
They roll a 13.
Isaac, this can't be happening.
Isaac, this can't be happening.
And deal 4 damage.
Isaac!
Good thing I'm here to cast Spare the Dying on you when you inevitably get slapped into oblivion.
Slicing at my arm, making, not my arm, my leg, making me fall to a knee. Very injured at this moment. Still
Isaac.
hanging on, but
Keep it
kind of
together.
panting and wincing in pain. Ugh. And with very many rips in my clothing now, and I'm gonna need to mend that later.
I like how that's the first thing that comes to your mind. Oh, that's
I
gonna
have
be
trust
annoying.
that you guys will not let me die.
That's hilarious.
Our bard is out of spells, and I can only save you from dying, not heal you.
Mm-hmm. And with that, Grace, it is your turn.
I sigh. I heave a big sigh, because my friend Isaac's not looking so sexy right now. And I blink, like frogs do. You know how they seem to blink with determination?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm gonna look at this man. There's 3 men just all up in my business, which I'm not really appreciating. It's not my forte to be in a man pile. And I am gonna do a spell that isn't gonna kill Isaac. You know, Isaac, you being here and almost dead makes my spells like no spells.
Yeah, your 2 AoE spells that are self-targeted. Well, wait. You could cast Shatter.
That won't murder you immediately?
Wait, no, that uses a spell slot that you don't have. Never mind.
I
Shatter is not targeted around yourself. It's anywhere within 60 feet and then a 10-foot area around that.
Oh.
But you don't have second level spell slots at the moment. Which I
don't?
forgot. Thunderwave is self. You got Produce Flame and Chaos Bolt. if you
Don't
still
I
have first level
one
spells.
second level spell slot left? I haven't cast any second level spells this whole time.
Yeah, you cast a Chaos Bolt.
I've only
You
cast
did-
Chaos Bolt
No?
at first level.
Yeah,
Then you
that's the
could
first
cast
level.
Shatter,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have to. I'm going to have you make some sort of check, because you would have to cast it right about here, which is not an area you currently have really visible to you, and that would hit them, but not hit. That would actually probably hit Anthony,
I can take it.
but it wouldn't hit me or you.
Well, I don't
Actually,
wanna
if you
kill
just
him.
casted it here, it would hit all three of them, but not Anthony, probably. I
You
think.
know, I like those odds.
But I want you to make a check for actually get it there.
What kind of check we talking?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Just make a
Perception?
spell casting check.
What does that mean, a spellcasting check?
Whatever score you use for spell casting,
Oh, okay.
make a check with it. I need to figure out the DC for a moment. Gonna set it kind of high.
Why?
Okay. Just because
Well-
it's not... she's got 3 small men right in front of her,
That's fair.
And I'm small, so I
directly
can't see over
blocking
them.
the place that she needs to see, to be targeting. So she has very little visual idea of where that is. And the finesse of distancing this spell so that it doesn't hit us, but hits all of them. Wait. Yeah. So, and it does hit all of them is very tricky. So I want her to make this spellcasting check at a
Okay.
fairly high DC.
So I'm gonna tell you what I do, and then I'm gonna tell you the number so you can tell me how bad I mess up.
Okay.
I start running through all of these geometrical equations in my head. I remember similar triangles. I think about side angle side and how ass isn't allowed, which always made me upset back in geometry class. I'm calculating angles. I'm calculating torque. Everything is coming together. And I awkwardly finger gun to the perfect location with my 19 plus 5.
Yo!
So-
huge!
Do that, Grace. It's only +3.
Plus 3.
That's still a
Still-
22, and you pinpoint target exactly where you need to aim it so that it hits all 3 of them and none of us. Not that spot. That hits Anthony. This spot.
Heck yes.
I'm clicking on the wrong spot. Yeah, right here-ish. And your shatter goes off. I need to see the spell description of shatter. As a sudden, loud, ringing, painful noise, like shattering glass,
No,
cascades out.
Isaac?
Oh,
Flavor?
okay.
The sound is a deep, mind-melting honk.
Oh!
As the sound of 1,000 geese honking at once shatters forth through the space, damaging the people, damaging all 3 of them. I want you to roll 3d8. Roll 3d8 as I roll their saving throws.
Okay.
This is gonna be a freaking blast to edit, can I just say?
So, 8, 6,
So-
and 8!
8, 6, and 8.
Colossal.
So that would be one of them save. Second one fails. Third one nat ones for another fail.
Sweet.
So how much damage is this, Grace?
8 and 8 is 16, plus 6 is a number. That is 24?
24, you say?
Think so. Did I add that right?
8, 8, 6?
Yeah.
No, that would be
No,
22.
22. There we go. I was 2 off. But 2 is not a number, so...
So, with that, all of them crumple as the noise rings through their head, seemingly dead. I'm afraid to say.
Ow! Grace, a little warning next time!
Does not hurt you, but you still hear all the honks.
Yeah, but that's still loud. Come on, I wasn't used to that.
I don't know if they're actually dead, so we might want to, like, firebolt these unconscious babies before they decide they don't want to die again, despite us, out of spite.
I'm just gonna cast Magic Missile to be sure using fire. Smacking them each once with flames.
Very good
flaming
ones.
missile. Oh, I'm almost out of spell slots now, which is not where I want to be, but oh well. And each one of them is dead now.
All right.
And we
hold
have
on,
a moment
okay.
of break.
We
so
have
we can
to
break
regroup.
initiative at the moment.
All right.
And I
We should
am
probably
wincing
also deal with
in great pain.
the corpse
And
man, Isaac.
what?
The corpse man?
Right. Yes.
I kick one of these dead bodies, and I go huff my shorts, and then I go over to investigate the corpse.
So at this point, Juno can come into this general area and use their heal, because
Yo.
that is a thing they can do, but I'm not allowing it mid-combat,
Yeah.
Great
because
success.
don't want them here. So Juno can come forth and use healing on me. One of their healings for the time being.
Just so you do know, Juno
wait.
is currently covered in animals. There is a cat,
Yep.
there is a raccoon, and there's a small duck just on different parts of this very small unicorn.
So I'm going to say he does that twice just because I'm really hurt. Bring me up to more or less okay. Are either of you hurt at all to the point where he would think you need healing?
I am
Give me percentage-wise damage.
66%.
66. Grace is fine. Okay, he's going to hold off on that last one then.
All right. So that went interestingly. None of us died,
Oof.
but
Very
Isaac?
painful.
yeah, Isaac probably didn't like that. I still don't really have depth perception, so one of you should probably throw the disco ball at any. We should look deeper into the cave. I mean, I imagine they heard that shatter.
Oh, definitely. They have regrouped themselves in what they believe to be the best formation for taking care of you when you get there.
Awesome. That's
But you don't know this.
For...
And there is still mold up there, so we gotta take care of this before the hour's up.
Yeah,
of your
we
daylight.
can definitely do that. Yeah, I'm completely out of spells. How's everyone else doing?
I have one slot left.
Alright, well, you got plenty of firebolts.
I have, I think, anywhere from 2 to 3.
Good range, good range. Alright, we're also probably going to need a moonbeam, so if you can save one of those.
Okay.
She's
I'll
out of
do
second
that.
level spell slots.
Bad.
Oh, right, because they didn't restore during the short rest.
Well, we'll just have to be extra thorough with the ball then, won't we?
Okay.
Alright, so next plan is to go into this top area.
So, do we take care of the one that is currently growing at this time, just with some fire bolts and such?
You can just firebolt that boy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Or I could use a cantrip if you want to save your firebolt.
Firebolt is a cantrip.
Never mind then. I forget that that's true, because it seems so big and scary that it shouldn't be a cantrip.
So, there is a dead body here. There are currently 2 dead body here. That was the one currently growing something. One is an animal-based one, but because we took care of the mold before it really got attached, it's just a mostly eaten animal. The other is a very eaten halfling man who is just stripped down to the majority of his stuff. He's still got some slight scrapped clothing on him because they didn't really care to remove that. Any of his stuff that might have been of value has been taken away from him.
Unfortunate. I mean, you know, the loss of life is more unfortunate, but I would like some cool stuff, So,
we definitely need to go deeper at this time.
Yeah.
At some point, more are going to be returning, and we do not know how many more will be returning. And we can assume that there's probably more in the cave as we see it goes deeper. Personally, I think we should really just keep going. I'm going to stay as far back as I can this time.
Reasonable.
But I definitely think we should get at these people right away.
Yeah, this spreading anymore would be disastrous.
And they walked into the cave that they were not nearly prepared enough to take on.
And then what? They just die?
What made you think this was an appropriate bedtime story?
Oh no, not yet. I still have need of these idiots. I just needed to work a little overtime with this.
Well, just be subtle about fixing it. I can't impact this outcome somehow, so it's up to you, babe.
So, can I go back to work now? Sans this guy?
Sans.
You do know you need one of these idiots yourself, right, Zed?
I want one too.
No pets in the apartment.
That one is currently in a very precarious situation. Even I'm having trouble with him.
At this time, is there anything you guys would like to do around the cave?
Well, I'd like to see if we can melt away any moss that might have been blocked by a rock. I mean, mold. I'm going to try to demold the rest of the area.
Okay. Make a perception check for me, Anthony, just to see if you can figure out where the areas that the daylight of your drift globe isn't reaching.
So I actually have never seen a drift globe before. I rolled a 7 in total.
So, after picking up your drift globe, you stare at it for a good solid 10 seconds before remembering what you need to do and look about and realizing you've been looking at the equivalent of a tiny sun and cannot see anything in the room.
You really hate to see that kind of thing happen. You know, sometimes you're walking into a cave, you're trying not to die, you're out of spell slots completely, you want to take a long rest, and then you look at the sun for a good 10 seconds and then you can't see the mold. It's a very specific circumstance, but I'm sure it's very relatable.
Anthony, do you want to continue to collect various the Vegepygmy parts that you think we might need to turn in?
I guess I'm going all in on the arms, so yeah, why not? I want Isaac to carry them though, because they are leaking sap into my bag.
Anthony, make a survival check.
Why? I mean, I'm going to, but why?
Because I need to know how well you collect the arms.
We're moving up in the ranks. I got an 8 instead of a 7.
Snap it up.
Give me a second.
I look
Figure
at
out
the
exactly
Vegepygmy
how
and
many
I'm like,
Vegepygmy's arms this is.
Our DM has taken out a notepad and is flipping through it, looking very disappointed in our inability to roll above a 10 or even a 10. He's glancing down. He looks like a receptionist when you come in without an appointment. Just absolutely distraught.
And the receptionist is like really buff, and he's got oiled up biceps, and he has nice long flowing hair, and his name is Fern.
He's thinking. I can smell the thinking happening all the way from several towns over in the mountains. He really looks
I'm
like
Anthony.
he
So
wants to punch
that
me.
gives you. So you take out your rapier, as that's really the only thing you have on your person for cutting things with, I believe.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
rapiers aren't for cutting, but they can.
Yeah, you don't actually have any way to cutting them, and you start just sort of attempting to hack away at various Vegepygmy arms
Ew.
to very poor effects, but you manage to get about a third of the available arms at the moment,
I'll take it.
which is 3. So you got another 3 arms, leaving currently
That's
6 behind.
that's almost 4 arms, Isaac.
You haven't tried to do anything
When you
with
really
the
think about it.
thornies either yet.
I won't. I'll leave that for someone else to deal with.
I walk
Okay.
up to one of the remaining armed pals and I go, I gotta hand it to you, Anthony. You're very bad at this.
I am trying my best, and I would appreciate if you gave me a little moral support in this venture that I'm going in of de-arming people
And then I
that are
de-arm
not
it.
human.
Anthony,
Can I
I'm gonna
do
at this
that?
point just pass you a small knife which could be used to cut away
Oh.
cut their arms off.
You had this the whole time? Okay.
Yeah, but it
Never
was
mind then.
funny.
Do you think you could telekinesis their arms off? I mean, that's a little gruesome, but so is a
No,
knife.
I don't have the ability to hold on to one while tearing the other arm off. I'm
I
afraid.
mean, I could probably go wolf mode and just rip him off.
Nah, this is not as important as it is probably being made out to be.
Okay, you have now a total of. Let me check.
18. 12 is, I meant to say 12.
A total of 12 Vegepygmy right arms.
Holy crap, I'm so attractive. I'm gonna take the tail.
You're gonna cut off the Thorny's tail?
Yeah. I feel like we're making too much out of this, and I would like to not be here in the cave with the gentleman.
Okay.
Who I'm afraid will devour me.
Before we go any further, I'm going to just make an investigation check to see if I can find anything in this section of the cave that could help us.
Touche.
Ooh, I rolled a
Works for me.
24.
Ooh.
Sexy.
In just this section of the cave, not going very far deep in, there is the corpse in which that growing Vegepygmy was on. It did not have fully formed arms yet, Anthony. It kind of like had starting of protrusions of arms, but it was only like up to halfway up its chest, and the arms were still
Yeah, I
attached to
wouldn't-
the person.
Wouldn't have bothered with it. I also didn't need to know all of that detail.
There's various other skeletons around of various animals and humanoid skeletons, but no stuff on them really. The person who had a Vegepygmy growing out of them has some forms of clothes on and a bracelet of some kind that looks sort of braided together around his arm, but nothing that looks any worth it here.
Good. Is it like a good-looking bracelet at least?
Looks like handmade. It's made
Eh.
from 3 distinct materials. There's a feather, some hair, and bark used to make this bracelet. Looks like a personal item.
Don't mind if I do.
You're gonna snatch that up, Grace?
This feels
Okay.
wrong.
Grace,
I
at the
would
moment
say.
that you get close to the person and start messing with the bracelet, something on your person shifts.
Awesome.
It's
I'm
the
into
egg.
it.
The egg has started shifting its
I drop
weight
it so fast, and it's egg time. I'm full egg mode.
towards the bracelet. It's sort of just rocking itself slightly in the direction of the bracelet.
It wants a hat?
It wants a hat.
It wants a hat or a belt. Does an egg need a belt? I pick up the egg out of the pouch. The pouch of
Tiny
protection.
hat quartet.
And I look at him, and I put him in my hand. Does he rock back and forth like, egg?
It sort of just flops to one side in the direction, and then just starts to roll a little bit, almost getting off your hands, unless you.
So I
make sure
take it
doesn't.
that you want a fashionable belt. I understand. I used to have that want also, but belts
So,
are hard
Grace,
to
make a
wear.
perception check for me.
Egg time. Egg time. Give it up, folks.
Pardon the clicking. You hear nothing. Perception, you say?
Yes, perception check for me.
Okay. I have to find the letter P. 16 plus 5. I perceive.
16 plus 5. Nice. That gets you 21. So, looking at the bracelet that this person had, have you taken it off of them at this point, or are you just still looking at it?
I think I'm still looking at it. I got very excited when the
So-
egg moved, and my brain is very small.
One of the bracelet is made up of 3 very distinct materials. One is a fairly dark bark. The other is black hair that you would know, because you've been around these creatures before, is actually horsehair. And the other is some orange feather.
Orange?
Yeah, orange with bits of red and yellow to it.
I go, well, I see you also have a fine taste for feathers. My feather collection has grown significantly since we got here. There's so many birds. I mean, I don't know if babies know what's best for them. I saw a baby try to eat a Lego once. But I'm gonna trust you, Egg.
The feather is warm.
Toasty! Maybe it'll help the egg hatch.
Phoenix feather?
Toasty phoenix feather for my friend and Egg. I take the bracelet and I kind of hold it near it, but not too close. I don't want my friend to catch on fire.
At this point, because I need plot things to happen, you drop the bracelet.
Okay.
And it sort of snaps a
for
bit,
klutz.
and the feather floats free and starts flying out of the cave.
I go to
Is
catch
carried
it.
Okay.
Grace, where are you going?
Hey,
Is there
Isaac,
guys
set
behind
that
us?
body on fire. I gotta go by.
I'm gonna blast the body with one last firebolt and then chase after Grace. Anthony, you coming with?
All right, heck yeah, I'm bolting after you guys.
And we are out of the cave.
Road trip.
Grace, it
not
is
gonna
going
die.
towards
Hold on.
exiting the cave. It is kind of going as if taken by a breeze off to the left. Not left, right. That was my right hand I was moving. Off to the right, I need you to make a dex check just to see if you can catch it at this moment.
Bad. Oh, also, as I run through the mouth of the cave, I get a shiver and I go, well, that was weird and ominous and feels bad. Anywho, and then I keep running. Isaac, I rolled a 2.
So, Grace, upon immediately after exiting the cave and getting that shiver through you, you look up to see the feather. Gets a little higher, starting to get a bit out, not quite out of reach for you yet, but starting to get a bit higher. And as you start to reach up for it, you trip over a rock and fall over.
That's very on brand
Oh, no.
for me. I turn
And then just
around
start
and
rolling in the direction of the feather is still going.
I cannonball, I roll in the direction of this feather, and through my rolling, I yell, can one of you tall people help me? I'm very small!
I'm going to just do my best to catch up with it, and once within 30 feet, I'm just going to mage hand catch it in midair.
That's sick.
But I do need to make some sort of check for that, because have you ever tried to catch a feather in flight?
Yes, it's very hard.
I'm making a dex check, because why not? Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! I got it
What have
that
you done,
one!
Longman?
It just slips
That's
through
on
the
brand.
fingers of the invisible hand and keeps going.
All right, I'm gonna try to run up a tree and catch it.
You're just going after it at the moment?
Yeah.
In that case, make an acrobatics check. The way I'm sort of thinking of this is you're climbing up the tree and making a leap towards the feather in as quick as you can.
Yes. Well, I got a 15, so that's better than you two did.
Okay.
Better than we did combined, in fact.
So, Anthony, you make a reach for the feather, and you're not sure if you're going to make it or not. I want you to make one more dex check just to see if you can, because it's in reach. You can grab it, but are you actually able to grab a feather in flight at this point?
I got a 17.
Yeah. So your hand clasps around the base of the feather, and it is very warm to your touch. Not to the point where it's burning, but just like,
Good.
I don't know, you pick up a smooth, warm stone on a hot summer day that has only recently been out of the shade, but has been warmed a good deal by the sun.
I know that warm. Like, and I tumble to the ground and gracefully stick the landing.
And that you do.
Wow. You
And
didn't have to
I-
roll for that.
No, and I
Nah,
walk
his
over to Grace
acrobatics
and I'm like,
check from earlier said that he sticks the landing. I saw that, Grace.
I'm a legend. Basically, I'm a gamer, is what I'm getting at. And then I hand the feather over to Grace and I was like, hey, this is really hot. Can you hold it for me?
I am still rolling, and then I unball, and I land on my face, and I just stick my arm up to grab it from you.
I hand it over.
Thank.
You're welcome.
And then I roll over onto my
Oh, you
back,
have
and I
it.
fasten it around Daptor.
Daptor, my boy, my sweet summer child, are
So-
you here?
And I fasten it around the egg.
So you do fasten around the egg, Grace?
Yeah.
At this point,
boy.
the egg starts to glow, as does the feather.
Clegg.
And you have a second to take it away from the egg if you want, or something's gonna happen.
Is this a good glow? Do we have an egg doctor present? Is this a good glow?
Is this a good thing? Hey, Isaac, is this a good thing?
How should I know?
Isaac, you're
You know
smart.
Isaac, you know things.
Isaac, is this good?
Isaac, if this goes wrong, it's your fault.
Yep. If my egg dies, I'm gonna skin you alive and wear you as a jacket.
At this point, Grace, as you finish, put the feather around the egg and it has glowed, you were freaking out for a moment, and when you look towards me and Anthony asking what to do, and when you look back down, the feather's gone.
Guys, we have a problem. This egg might be a cannibal. I think it just ate a feather. Is that cannibalism? Is that
And
eggibalism?
Grace, the egg is bigger now.
How much?
Originally, it was about the size of your palm.
Yum, yum, yum.
Now, it's expanded about a centimeter in diameter.
Oh, I could use calculus to find it. No, I'm kidding.
Other noteworthy is at the base of the egg, because eggs are oval-shaped-ish, there's a little bit of an orange tint to things, and right on the middle, there's a very orange pattern of the feather just dancing wave-like across the middle of it.
Is it animated?
No.
Oh.
I do want to let you know the egg has one googly eye on it, and the other side has a eye that's closed with 3 eyelashes, and it has a little curl drawn on it, like a little hair curl. And now it's also orange. And I go,
So, the hair
spurt.
curl, none of those are actually there anymore.
What? Not even the googly eye?
Not the googly eye.
Shucks. And
But there is
shucks.
like a remnant on the shell of where they were that you can see their design there, but it's not actually there anymore. Sort of like in the process of absorbing the feather, that stuff got added in as well somehow, and now the egg is very confused in itself a
Grace,
bit.
When this hatches and it has like art supplies attached to its body, I'm gonna be. Well, I'm not gonna have any feelings really, but you're gonna have some emotions about that, I bet.
Yeah, real life googly eye. Hell yeah, hell yeah. He'll rattle when he walks.
Oh, no.
I like to imagine that all googly eyes are actually fictional and don't exist yet.
So I hold the egg and I look at my I came up with a name for the pouch I made. I don't think you care about it, but I do care about it.
I
a
will
lot.
say it is a bit of a tighter fit for the egg to fit in your pouch now. You're gonna need to do a little remodeling.
Yeah, I figured.
We did get a fair ways away from the cave at this point. It's still in sight-ish. Juno and your other pets, Grace, just saw us running out of the cave after something small and orange and disappear, and is now
I think
very
you
worried.
mean companions. They are not pets.
Your
Thank you.
companions, Grace. Yes.
Alright, we should probably go check up on Juno, and then maybe take a break for 8 hours specifically.
So,
Let's sleep in
actually,
a
upon
tree!
turning back to the cave and go back where we come, we immediately see the group of Vegepygmy that we saw leave earlier today returning to the cave.
Dodge that bullet.
Do we want to make a stealth check to try and hide, to try and not be seen from them in this moment after
I
having
squat in the
chased them?
bushes, but if you look really closely, you can see both of my middle fingers have been deployed.
Okay, everybody make stealth checks for me, please. 19 from me, 15 from Anthony, 17 from Grace. Yeah, that's good enough.
Sweet.
So they don't see us on our way back. And Grace, you're able to see what they're actually carrying with them at the moment. They're actually walking back with an unconscious kobold and a dead bunny. And upon seeing exactly that nobody is inside the cave, they rush towards the back, dropping their quarry for the moment.
I whispered, Grace, get in there, get the man, get the friends, get out.
Okay, I can do that maybe. I'm
That's right.
And
definitely
very
the one to
shortly
do that,
return
right?
out before you have a chance to get over there.
Never mind.
I like inched out of the
You've,
bush
like-
a tiny bit, and then I went right the fuck back in.
To proceed to carry in their captured prey
Dang it.
for the time being.
Double dang it.
Maybe an idea. We don't know how many
Right.
more there are left.
Bad.
Anthony's on empty. And we're all sort of not doing the best. I say we stake out the cave till morning to make sure none of them leave. Heck, we can even try and seal the cave for the time being if we wanted.
But there's a kobold in there who's maybe dead, but also maybe anti-dead.
So, Grace,
Yeah,
remember that mold that's all over the farther back of the cave?
Yeah.
That's probably where they're going to be taking that kobold immediately in attempts to rebolster their numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, upon seeing the group, I would have turned off the drift globe just because I do not
Ah.
want the bushes to have a sun in them.
Right, yes.
Sunbush,
That
sunbush.
was something I forgot about.
So,
Good for
I
making
can't-
note of that, Anthony.
Thank you. So I can't use the daylight again until tomorrow.
So, what I think we should do is find a place where we can still watch the camp and keep an eye on the cave and just watch it for the rest of the day, settle down for the night, and make a full assault on them in the morning, probably when everybody is feeling as best they can. We should
Sounds
also
good.
probably try and seal the cave if possible. I want Grace, one of us, to make a survival check with advantage to find a good enough place to set up camp for the night that has good viewing of the location they are at while keeping us adequately hidden from them. I very much don't want to be leading this charge, and I'm going to be letting you guys figure this out.
Sure, Grace, do that with advantage and inspiration, because I'm going to say, hey, Grace, never mind, I'm out of bardic inspiration. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm almost out of bardic inspiration. Grace, you have been helpful throughout this entire process.
If
it
you're
weren't
gonna
for
make some
you-
comment about how the egg has grown and so shall you, let's see
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
your best here as well.
Just like the egg has grown, I'm sure you have as well. Now find us a good place to sleep that is out of eyeshot of the cave, but is within eyeshot of the cave somehow.
I look down at the egg and I go, I haven't grown since 6th grade. And then I use my eyes.
Grace, make
Yeah, that was
the
probably in poor taste.
I
I'm
rolled
sorry.
a natural 1. That was a shitty pep talk.
Grace, roll a survival check with advantage.
Yes, but that natty 1 felt really good after remembering that I haven't grown since 6th grade.
Okay. You also have inspiration on this.
Down abhorrent.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my inspiration. I rolled an 11, but I'm gonna inspiration.
Roll a
that.
d6.
Let me get my dick 6.
Roll a D's and nuts.
Nab it. It's a 6, baby.
Sweet.
17 plus 1, 18.
18. Great. Okay, that's just going to be used for their general idea to scope out where our camp is across any times that they're trying to perceive out of their cave for now.
Something tells me these
So-
guys are really good at seeing, even in dark areas.
As Grace has found a place that she feels is good enough for us to set up camp, we have a good vision of the cave. It's hidden behind some bushes. We have recollected Juno at this point, and we're just waiting the time out for things to get dark while keeping ourselves various forms of occupied. I'm just going to yada past part of this. You can say what you'd like to be doing, but we are keeping a rotation of one person constantly watching the cave up until it's time for dinner and bed. So,
Yeah.
Anthony,
Hey,
would you
Isaac.
like to say what general activity you're just going to be doing for the next little bit?
Sure, I'm going to be trying to steal one of your rations because I am enormously hungry at this point.
So during the times that Grace or I am on watch duty,
Bless you.
Anthony is attempting to... We'll get back to that, just because I
Taking some
want to do some
pointers from
stuff with that.
Mr. Cucumber.
Nice.
Grace, what would you like to do during the next 4 to 5 hours before bed?
I go back and forth from trying to take notes on what I can see of the stars through the trees and just like plotting how they
So-
go.
Grace, stars aren't out yet.
Well, I'm thinking about them. So, as I always
Okay.
do, I try to use my druidic magics to get in tune with those 6/6 stars, because that seems like a thing druids could do if they tried hard enough.
You would in fact know there is a star druid who does exactly that.
Yeah, but all they care about is horoscopes and like their bullshit candles. So I'm very, very particular in how I do that. But I
Okay.
also am coming up with ideas for an animal circus in case we need a disguise at some point.
Of
So I'm
course, of
like
course.
trying to figure out how to make a top hat out of leaves and figuring out how to make a really cool mustache also probably out of leaves.
So, that's wonderful, Grace. During my time off, what I'm primarily doing is I've opened up one of my books and am writing various forms, trying to solve various equations and such for different spells I'm currently working on.
Yeah.
So,
I keep
Anthony,
whispering 6 just to confuse you.
and it
Fair enough,
does
fair
at
enough.
times. Anthony,
Yes.
how do you want to go about trying to steal one of my rations?
I have a number of ways to do this. One of them is I'm really interested in what you're doing with your magic things, so I'm going to ask you questions about that. I'll try and get Mr. Cucumber to sneak over and get me a ration. And I imagine I'll have to roll a deception check or something for that. And then, but I am genuinely listening. And then
Okay.
if that doesn't work, I'm going to point over your shoulder and I'm going to say, "Is that the Goodyear blimp?" And then I'm just going to steal it myself.
Okay, so first, Anthony, I want you to roll an animal handling check. Because, Grace, you're currently on watch, so you can't assist with Anthony doing his cucumber crimes. Roll an animal handling check to see if you can get Mr. Cucumber to help you out here.
Gotcha.
Mr. Cucumber does love crimes. Does that help?
It's lowered the DC of it.
12.
Yeah, he's helping.
Awesome.
You think he's helping.
I hope he's helping, because I need to eat.
Yes, Timothy.
Rations
You go.
aren't just I have bars which I break up and eat across the day that are good. It's various forms of food. I've got forms of jerky, breads, grains, other sorts of things that I can just...
Got any fruit in there?
No, because I don't have a way of easily preserving it. It's all easily preserved foods that's very nutritious as well that I can just munch on.
I see. Well,
And
Guess
canned
I'll take
food's
some-
not a thing in this world, so...
Yeah.
So,
either
you've-
can openings.
So, Anthony, how do you approach me while I'm currently in the middle of just writing in a book with another book just floating next to me and a quill that I keep snapping, throwing off, and then making a new one of just whenever I get frustrated?
I see. I walk up to you and I'm like, "Hey, what you writing about?"
Oh, since we're really starting this adventuring out and staying out at night, there's a specific spell that I wanted to try and finish figuring out, but it doesn't look like it's going to be done anytime soon. There's also this other project these other two projects, and I flipped to a different page where it shows images of dragons. Obviously, I'm trying to see about how I can conjure forth these sorts of things in a variety of ways, and I just start going into some of the parts of how I go about, particularly with these two different spells that I'm showing you here, conjuration or illusion magic that I'm trying to focus in on with this, as well as my own mathematical inquiries about it. And I am invested in this. So at this time, Grace, I want you to make a sleight of hand check on Mr. Cucumber.
I'm not Mr. Cucumber's dad. What are you talking about? 14 plus a schwan.
14 plus 1 for 15. And Anthony, I want you to not to make a deception check, but I guess a distraction check.
Whip
No,
out
you
your-
don't even
never
need to make a
mind.
check for this, actually.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it. This easily surpasses my passive perception, and I'm into talking to Anthony about the different magics and stuff.
Yeah,
And-
I've completely forgotten about getting food at this point. I'm just really interested in this.
And
The
I've
spells are
actually
cool.
gone away from the dragons ones, and I'm now showing you some of the lower level spells that I'm working on that are near to completion. Images of a pair of coins on one page of something I'm working on. Another one has drawings of swirling winds wrapping around people.
Ooh.
A third page looks at a magical item that I'm trying to figure out the hows and what's of crafting. Actually, two of those. Do you want to know more about either of those at the moment? Just because I am going into deep details about this, as long as you're willing to listen.
I would say you do tell me about them. We should probably wrap up.
Okay.
Just for the sake of
During this
recording.
time, Mr. Cucumber manages to steal 2 days' worth of rations.
Good for him. Hell yeah.
And bedding down for the night, I managed to finish off my days of rations and notice when it comes to dinner time and everybody's eating, while still keeping a person on watch, I do notice that I'm down rations and very much assume that it was just Mr. Cucumber or somebody who stole them.
He does love crime.
We do not have a campfire, I would like to say, and there is still snow falling. And it is cold. But Anthony, now we're going to the point where you're trying to get the food from Mr. Cucumber now.
Oh no. All right.
So Anthony, make an animal handling check first, and then a persuasion check to Mr. Cucumber to see if you can actually get the food he stole. Okay, don't worry, that was just to set how difficult your persuasion check DC is gonna be, so make a persuasion check now.
9. Persuasion check?
Yeah.
How do I activate?
Only you did a performance so dazzling.
Oh.
25.
Yeah, so you did terrible on the animal handling check, which made the DC really high. But then also, you beat the DC still. So, you managed to get Mr. Cucumber to actually give you, like, 2/3 of the food he stole.
Yeah. And I pat him on the head, and I say, good job, my man.
So that gives you... So you're able to get a good dinner in and still have a day's worth of ration to you.
Sweet. All right, I'll add that to my inventory, and you'll subtract it from
Grace, he
yours.
does in fact bring you the last 2/3 of a day of rations to you when you finally come down to eat.
Yeah, so what happens is I'm currently vibing with Mr. Pants and Tapioca, and I'm reenacting some sort of melodramatic drama that I have been cooking up that I do every night. And then I see Mr. Cucumber, like, waddling over, and he looks like he's done something, because we're tight, and I know when these things happen. And I go, Timothy, Cucumber, show me your hands. And he shows me one hand, and then with one behind his back, and then he tries to, like, switch it to the other, and I go, Timothy, show me what you took from Isaac. Because he has a tendency of stealing from Isaac. And I see that he has food, and I go, you can have half, but give half back to the long man, okay? And he looks really upset, and I'm like, half is good enough, okay? We only take what we need, not more. And then he waddles back to you.
Exactly, wait.
And sheepishly gives you
We only take
some.
what we need. Yep. That's what good friends do.
But it is covered in raccoon handprints and some dirt.
Okay, so I have regained a meal's worth of food. Let me just mark that.
The other half of that was just for him, though. I'm not gonna take that.
Okay then. And Grace, shortly after sunset, because I'm just gonna say this was you, I want you to make a perception check for me.
I'm either gonna
And
proceed
do it at
or
disadvantage because you do not have dark vision.
not.
Unless
Yeah,
you want to turn into a creature with dark vision at this point, but I don't think you do.
No, I don't think I do either.
Actually, no. Orphelia's joining whoever's on watch at this point. You can do it as a straight roll just because we don't have a fire. You would have disadvantage, but Orphelia's helping you, and she does
Okay.
have dark vision.
So, because I have partial night blindness, I quietly wonder why in God's green earth, or God's green Sedna, that I'm doing this. And so
You just
I
happen to be on watch at this particular moment.
I pick up Tapioca and I whisper, Tapioca, what do your duck eyes see? And then he whispers back, honk. And I rolled a 5 + 5, so I got a 10.
Okay. Yeah, no, you don't see anything. Yeah, okay. So you notice nothing during this period of time as it is getting colder for the time being. Just, it's become night. There's occasional snowfalls still, and we do not have a fire.
I have all the animals in my frogget, so I'm very toasty.
Yeah, Grace is pretty fine. Me and Anthony are fairly cold.
Isaac, I don't necessarily want to do this, But I do... Actually, you know what? I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on myself and warm me up.
No.
Find my clothing.
Yeah, I'm mimicking you and doing that as well.
Yeah, and then we should probably sleep connected to
Yeah.
each other somehow.
And we're starting a long rest at this time. So I want... Who wants to take first watch of the night?
I got you.
So, Anthony, make a perception check for me.
I will look with my eyes. With a 21.
21.
performance.
Oh, you're making it
That's
it's a straight roll because Orphelia is with you.
15 plus 2.
Actually, no. Make it
17.
a disadvantage. You don't have dark vision or anything.
13.
13. Yeah, no, you don't perceive anything at this point in time.
Looks very dark.
You're managed to see some slight outlines of things, but nothing appears to be coming or going. Nothing appears to be approaching our camp area. Actually, I should check that.
Is there any light in the cave?
Yeah, no. No, there's no light in the cave. Nothing appears to be approaching our camp area. Nothing's really happening throughout your 2 hours of watch. And
Alright, sweet.
who do you want to wake up for the second watch, then?
I'll go with you.
Okay.
Longman.
I am up. And rather than attempting to perceive anything on my own, I have just set Orphelia in vision of the location and am using perception swap just to watch through her eyes. And she got a nat 20. At this point in the night, Orphelia can see very clearly across all area around us. And while there don't appear to be any creatures really approaching us, she does actually see that there are tracks leading, fairly recent tracks leading out of the Vegepygmy cave. And so we now know at least some of them have left. And then it's third watch of the night. Grace, I awake you, and during this time I do inform you I spotted some tracks recent tracks leaving the cave. So some of them have left. I'm not sure exactly how many. So you might want to keep an extra eye out for this.
Okay. I open my secret third eye and I go, got it. And then I go, just kidding, it's a sticker, and I peel it off and I put it back. Probably good.
And Grace, make a
Adding it to the
perception
list.
check at disadvantage for me.
Awesome. Awesome. Sexually bad energy. Let's go. 11 plus 5.
Gonna roll
16.
something real quick. Okay. 11 plus 5 for 16.
Mhm.
And let's just re-roll this value at this point then. Nope. Yeah, you don't see any new tracks or anything. You don't see any Vegepygmies leaving or entering the cave. Nothing's really approaching us at this point in the night. Juno definitely seems to be doing better tonight than last night.
Yay!
And for the final watch of the night is just Orphelia.
So many.
And she doesn't see shit.
Language.
And we will pick up in the morning in the next episode.
Ooh boy.